voices inside my head. See voices behind the wall, uplifting the underdog. We fighting above the law.
Hello. Oh, let me turn my volume up. Hold on. Okay. There we go. That should be better. Special spills. Hey, small town. Charm. Jean. Hey, Dalen. Hey, Pikachu.
Hello, everybody.
Lucia. Sean. Wanda. Okay, so yesterday we got some gifts, and I think today too. So I want to start because I'll end up maybe, getting pissed or something and ending the stream. Who knows? I might rage quit. Hey, Punksy. So we want to make sure that we show them off at the beginning so that I remember.
I'll go grab that.
Yeah. So, Sharon Tuck. I haven't seen you in here yet, but I know. Hey, Amy. Hey, Manic. Outside Poetic. Hey, Kelly. Miss Mala. Heather. Oreo. So I think we're going to do coffee in the morning, just so y'all know. And then tomorrow night, I think I'm going to have a very special guest I'm excited to have on. It's going to be a surprise till the morning, though, just to make sure she can still do it. Hey, happy girl, Bonnie. Hey, Pearl Strand. It's okay. My mouth. That's why I've kind of been. Plus, so the Wells case, it's like a lot of conspiracy theory at this point, and a lot of drama, whatever you want to call it at this point. So that's got me really down. It's got me down. I'm sure you guys have seen Jay for Justice's post where she is not even wanting to touch the case right now because of everything. And also because, so whatever day that was, I went like 2 or 3 days ago, and they did like, they put like the soft reline stuff in my dentures to try to make them fit better. And it's still a hassle for me, but some people take several months to get used to it before their dentures even fit correctly. By the time these fit correctly, it's probably my time for my final ones at the end of the year. I don't know. But he says like in another month, I'll feel even better than I do now. We'll see. Every day feels different. And I don't like that I can't talk how I used to talk right now. And I know that takes several months to practice as well, but it bothers me. So it's a whole mental thing that a lot of people don't put online because they just want you to see the happy end result, and they don't want to put so much negative on, maybe because it will scare people. I don't know, but fuck that. I'm going to be honest. But Sharon, I got my makeup mirror and I love it. So if I plug it in, you guys, oh, I don't want to break it. Wait, what is it? It lights up nice. Oh, it did. I swear it does. Oh.
Oh.
So that's pretty nice. And it's got the 2 magnifying and 3 times magnifying over here. So for doing eyebrows, shaping and stuff, that's nice. So thank you very much, Sharon Tuck. I love it.
Very cool.
And Broken Dishes treated me and the mister to each something that we had on our list. Matthias is still not back yet, so it's driving me nuts. So it's a bunch of matte, you know me, I'm the boring light pinks. Sometimes the berry color looks good. Like a Merlot color. I like that too. So Broken Dishes sent me that. It goes nicely with my new mirror. And what she sent you, baby?
He sent me this little microphone adapter that plugs into smartphone. So now we can, I was going to use these if we ever do another interview with somebody and we're going to go live, then we can have lapel mics so you can hear us a lot better. But yeah, even just regular video, if we're using the phones, you can hook a microphone up to the phone now. They only have just one USB-C thing. There's no mic input on these phones anymore.
Mm.
So yeah, it's very cool and it works. So thank you very
He
much.
was just testing it out. He loves it.
Yep.
So then I got something, and now there was no paper with both of these gifts. So if you got this for me, I would love to know who this was. It says, "Show me your kitties," which that is just stinking cute, right? I love it. I have used it already. I cleaned it up so I could show everyone. It is so cute. I love it. So I don't know who got me that, but it is very cute. And then they also sent me this spoon. I think they must know I like baby spoons. And it's a get well soon spoon. And it's tiny. I love it. Thank you. And I think that was everything. Okay, Becca, we'll definitely, I'm guessing it's Brandon Dassey stuff, and we can't wait, and we will be definitely making videos and showing that off as well on live. So thank you guys so much. Now, I started going through emails today because, again, I've just not been mentally like all there with everything happening with me. So I haven't gotten to many people. I've barely texted people or talked to them on the phone, barely anyone in a couple of days now. But a couple emails that I saw in a row was asking me for my kids' sizes and things that they're into, and could I have them make Amazon wish list too, which I love that you guys are thinking about that. And I don't like, so I know with my wish list, things get to me, but my address is not out there. But because I know how the YouTube world works and doxing and the information that people can get, I don't feel comfortable having my kids make wish list because it would be going, I have 4 kids that have 2 different dads. So I don't want the possibility of someone finding out where my children stay at most of their time, right? So we do have a PO box that we sent and on community posts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll share that again later near the end, or it's in the description, I think, too. And if you guys, I did make a community post on our joint channel, Mr. and Mrs. Share. If some of the mods could share links for that, that would be helpful. It's posted there today, too. And I made a little list of each kid, their name, their age, and a couple of things that they're into. So I do appreciate the people reaching out and asking and thinking about them. So we will make sure that the kids get anything that you send to the PO box. That way it's coming from us and we feel a lot better like that, don't you think?
Yeah.
So I've made kind of a list of things that I wanted to talk about tonight. I actually wrote shit down because I'm just like, this case is just, Mr. Sheriff said he's like, what is there to talk about? Every single person in this case is lying, and we can't figure out why. Why is everybody lying? Why the hell are we being told events happen on June 15th, that the exact same events and timeline of events happened 2 weeks prior than what we're being told? There's a huge problem here. And as I said, people are all getting scared away because I think that people were watching us, knew who we were and everything before Summer was even said to be missing. I think we were all being watched and studied and targeted before they even like I think that we all played into their master plan, not on purpose. Someone being stupid. Sharon Mark enjoy illegal child videos. That's interesting.
It's disgusting.
Seek some help when you gotta just make up shit that nobody's going to believe. Then, I mean, it's a sad, sad life you live when you literally have to make shit up. Who's honestly gonna believe that? I mean, that's just whatever. Get a life, Benny. Now, I found some interesting too on my phone, which I think is wild. When you guys delete pictures from your phone, like, so if you go in there in your gallery and you want to delete to make more room, more memory on your phone, and you delete it, it just deletes off of your phone, right? Hey, Seth, I'm going to, Seth, I'm going to, but weird things are popping in my head. Where has Benny been? I don't fucking know. He should be in a padded room somewhere. But anyway. So, okay, back to, you want me to get back to, I think that we were all targeted before she was even reported missing. I've said this for months and months and months. I have said this. And Mr. Cher has even tried to play devil's advocate. Shit, even I did. Like, I went from literally, there'll be one day when I will go back from our very first conversation on, from when I first started talking to Don. Like, I didn't believe anything he was saying from the get-go, but Don always knew where I stayed. But I did give him the benefit of the doubt for a couple months. Like, what if? Because we did the research. We knew that there was multiple sex offenders. We knew that there's so many people lying. Like, why are they lying? Will you go and slow chat down some more? Chat is already on slow mode for I think like 25 seconds. I'm gonna have him slow it down a little more because it's hopping fairly quick for me. I'm not really looking at chat right now because it's harder for me to get through what I want to say when I'm worried about chat. So forgive me for right now. I'm not gonna pay attention just yet to the chat so I can get through this. Because talking is a workout right now for me, guys. I'm sorry. And again, you're not blocked if you can't chat. We're putting slow mode on, so it's some people think that they're blocked because they can't chat really quickly. So what you did 1 minute, baby? Okay, 45 seconds. So if you try to chat multiple times within 45 seconds, it's not gonna let you, it will not show your comment, make you like gray, and you're gonna say, why am I blocked? You're not, okay? So yes, I think that Seth, hey, I thought you were the other Seth, but for whatever reason, I thought that for a couple of days. Okay, so back to, yes, I do have beliefs. I've said this for months and months. I do think that they were aware of who we were because a couple of them have actually had, even Don and Candace had YouTube channels prior. I think Tim Mullins knew who we all were from the get-go. We knew AF Pennington was, and I don't care, I'm sorry, just by saying somebody, when you make a YouTube channel, you put yourself out there as a public figure. You are not, there's no walls protecting you from getting any kind of criticism, I'll call it, on YouTube. When you make a YouTube channel, you are fair game for the criticism. We all have to deal with that. And I know that when I come on here, I know that, yes, the haters get you down or whatever, but I know that I don't go real life on anybody. But when I put my content out there, I know it's fair game to get criticized and people are going to drag it. To me, when you do YouTube, you're opening yourself up to that. That's why I don't go and strike people. People are like, you should strike that. Like, why do you let them stream your shit? Why? Well, because for one, to do an actual strike, you have to give them your information. Why bother? Because you know they're going to turn around and dox you with that anyway, right? So also, I put my content up realizing what they're going to do, and yes, people are going to see that and drag me for it, but I've also got a lot of subscribers because those people are doing those very things to me. You'd be surprised the amount of subscribers I get and keep because of the continued hate and harassment that I get. They drive me, my amazing subscribers. So what is there to hate about them repurposing my content and saying my name?
Yep.
So my opinion, and we'll get into that trust me, that's a lot to talk about. But yes, I do. I really, really do think that we were all being watched, that they knew who all of us true crimers were. I think we were watched from the Watts case, and I've seen a lot of people saying that the Wells case is mimicking a lot of John Benet Ramsey case. And I have told you guys before, I know for a fact that Don and Candace have studied other high profile cases I have sent them. Some people are saying I was coaching him by sending those. You can say that, but I again did certain things with Donald because I wanted to see his true reaction on things that I was doing, right? I didn't want the reaction that he was wanting me to have or wanting me to see, or that's been scripted in his head. So certain things that I've said that people have come to me like, why'd you say that? Oh my God, why'd you say that? I wanted an honest reaction in that time, throwing him off of the scripts and patterns that he's been sticking to. I'd love to hear you do a recap on the JBR case. John Benet Ramsey. Oh, okay. I should write that down. But so yes, and we'll get more into that. There's a couple people I want to ask on panel for that, like Enchanted LifePath. I do want to talk to Reverend Donna again, and a few other creators. Now, the other thing I cannot get over is who people are praising in this case. So Allie and her mom, Sherry, Leslie, all of them. We have seen the videos, and I choose not to play people's videos on here unless it's a creator that I have contacted and gotten personal permission to play on my channel. Then I'll do it. But I'm not going to give anyone a reason to try and strike me or do anything. So I'm not going to play their shit even to pause it and react to it, because I know everyone has seen it, right? So Allie and her mom, sure, we've seen the videos. I can't remember what channel, but I'll find it and put it in community posts. But other people have out the videos where they interviewed, who was it? I think it might have been the Heels on the Ground people that got this from them. For one, Hunter's grandma come out and said it was Heels on the Ground. She come out and said, I know that Candace and Hunter, there was something going on there sexually. I know it because I saw it with my own eyes. Allie gets pissed off, storms in her house, threatens her mom. I'm going to punch you in the face. What the hell are you saying? Here's my problem with that. Do I believe it? Yes, I believe it. I believe it because of my own research and the problems going on within that family. However, if they knew that shit was going on and they didn't report it and they allowed that to happen, they are just as disgusting and as guilty and just blah as Don and Candace. As the very shit that they're talking about Don and Candace Wells is exactly how I see them. Because how did they allow that? You knew that shit was going on. Grandma knew that. However, somehow June 15th, we still have Hunter alone with Candace. How does this happen? So you can't just blame the Wells. How am I supposed to put my faith and belief in these kinds of people that to me are just throwing the Wells under the bus just because they don't like each other, because they've had some of their own issues, because that should have been reported from day one. And again, you go back to September 28th when, again, Heels on the Ground, shouting them out again. Fuck it, why not? Give them credit where credit's due. They got the 911 call where Allie is saying, my son is being kept up there and Candace is threatening to blow my head off. Okay, so September, end of September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, 8 months, less then 8 months later, you allow again your minor son to go alone with this woman? Are you freaking kidding me? There's something wrong here. And this is the people are praising this woman, praising her and her mom and Leslie, and that is some bullshit. Now, another thing while I'm thinking about this, I have a problem with listening to their interview with Chris McDonough again. If you listen to what they actually say to him, wasn't nobody at home, even at Allie's house at the time of Summer's disappearance, people, everybody was gone. Allie claimed she was with Leslie at some baseball park thing. So they said Hunter got dropped off at 2:30, and by 3:30 they were gone. Allie and Leslie were gone. They were at a ballpark somewhere, and Hunter was gone somewhere with his girlfriend and her mom somewhere. And so Hunter had called her. So if you're asking me, how far is that ballpark from freaking the Wells' house? So I'm just saying, wasn't nobody home, and we're just supposed to trust in their alibis and one another? That is wrong. Wrong. And again, everybody's lying. Allie has lied, Sherry has lied, Leslie has lied, Candace has lied, Donald has lied, Robin Lane has lied. Everybody that surrounds Summer in her world has lied. They're liars. And people are praising them. Why are people praising fucking H's dad, Andrew Hiltz? Yeah, if you're listening to this, Andrew, go ahead and talk your shit, homie, because I have a real problem with you. I've seen the old YouTube videos that you had with your kids walking around, and I think I have some of them screen recorded. But because I don't want to show your kids' faces, it's pissing me off. I saw your kids walking around in one diaper, dragging like mattresses everywhere, clothes piled up. I saw them walking into the kitchen with ashtrays everywhere, beer bottles everywhere, people sleeping, and I heard them fucking kids crying that they're starving. So your house and your home is no better than Don and Candace Wells. And I know for a fact, home sites, that you speak and text and call Don and Candace Wells, mostly Candace Wells. Prove to me that's a lie. Homie. Andrew Hilt, you aren't someone that's going to get the praise and the admiration. Oh my gosh, Andrew. Oh my goodness, Andrew. That's just, oh, I'm so sorry. Fuck you. And I sure hope your kids are okay. You guys have to be very, very careful who you're listening to and who you're taking, because some of the subscribers are taking certain people's shit for Bible, and that's a huge mistake. Why are we trusting Allie? She's been caught in lies. How can you watch anything she has said and not multiple lies, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, tell me, I'd be shocked to find one person who hasn't lied in this case. Oh, wait, does anyone know one person? Yeah, where's Jose at, Andrew? How you actually said Jose's a great guy and you would allow him around your children and that anyone should trust their children around him, you fucking sicko. And I know some of the pictures you're using and everything. Now, that reminds me, I'm going to show you something. Hunter's dad, Andrew, you show me, I blurred her out, but everyone knows what true looks like at this point, right? So at the time of this picture, I tried to block out as much as I could, but show you guys the inappropriateness of this.
The background is it from?
Okay, hold on. So I'm going to play this and then I'll explain it. So this is true. Hunter's sister. At the time of this picture, she was 16 or 17. It's a suggestive picture. And who is hearting that picture but Hunter's dad? That's not appropriate to me. I'm a mom. If I saw my daughter, I didn't even give birth to some of my daughter's siblings, okay? Or their best friends who call me mom, don't they? Consider me like their mom. And I've seen pictures like that. I'm not hearting that. I'm gonna sure leaving a comment saying, delete this shit now. What the fuck are you thinking? That is Hunter's dad hearting. And there's several. You can find her. Just go on Summer Wells's freaking one of her Facebook pages. You'll find True. And you'll go through the pictures. Look at who's hearting and saying, oh, you're beautiful, baby, da 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 da. It's Wrong. The time of those pictures, I know that she is under 18. I know she's like 16, 17, maybe. Disgusting. Yeah, and he even said that she was a crush too. You're right, Killer. I remember that. And that's what Allie says. Hey, Tammy, you can't trust Allie. You can't trust none of them. It, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say anymore. Okay, now let's get to the whole the septic tank thing. Okay. I would hope to God in 7 months the septic tanks were one of the first things searched and looked at. I don't know. Should have been. Should have been. I don't know what the fuck TBI would be doing if they didn't look into that, right? However, if they didn't do that, why are we putting out warnings? JLR, fucking idiot. Why are we putting warnings out there and saying, hey, by the way, the septic tanks are gonna get, I talked to law enforcement, I talked to TBI, and within a day or two, or real soon, the septic tanks are gonna be searched. You just alerted the wells or anyone around. You just alerted and gave forewarning so that if she was in the septic, she might not be now. So good job on that. Fucking brilliant. Like, what are we doing? We're supposed to be helping a case, not hurting, and that's hurting because how many of you know about the Jacob Wetterling case? I grew up in the area where my ex, his family had a cabin in the area where Jacob Wetterling went missing. So me and my kids were around there for many years while he was missing. When he was found, I worked with some of Jacob Wetterling's cousins, 2 of his cousins I got very close to. So if you guys know about the Jacob Wetterling case, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to assume you did. What was he missing? I think 12 years. And I've heard about Allie and another daughter. I'm not for sure. But that little boy, 12-year-old boy, Jacob Wetterling, went missing, and he was missing for something like 12 years, I believe, or more. And that was a case that was very close to me. Like I said, happened around my area that I was at the time. So that man who took Jacob Wetterling and his friend had a police scammer. And he was listening everywhere that police were going and everywhere that was being searched. And he was moving the body accordingly for 12 years, moving remains. I have said this for months that I believe that Summer is in reach of somewhere where Dawn and Candace can know. Because you don't just have Candace being told by people, hey, like there's a sighting, someone thinks that they saw Summer, and she doesn't have no hope or nothing. That's not Summer. Like that fucking quick. That's not Summer. It's like she knows that Summer, like, how do you know that? How do you not get one little ounce of hope that it could be Summer unless you know that it's no possible way? Right? In my opinion. But here you are going around, oh, septic tanks are going to be checked, septic tanks. So you're giving a warning that's harmful in the case. JLR, I believe, should be locked the fuck up for the things he tries to do. How do you try to sue every celebrity and then think you're honestly going to be taken seriously in a missing girl case? You can't go sue Kim Kardashian, Kanye West. Your bitch ass tried suing Britney Spears when she's been a slave to the establishment. You tried to sue her and take money up off of Britney Spears' back. When I heard that, like, I just thought you were pathetic for trying to fucking sue Kim Kardashian. Like, that was going to do anything for you. And Kanye West, get a fucking life, dude. But the minute I heard the Britney Spears, I got pissed because I love Britney Spears. I'm all for free Britney. I still don't think she's fully free yet, but okay, anyone that knows me knows I love Britney Spears. I stand for Britney Spears, and I think what the establishment has done to her is disgusting. And the fact that I know that you tried to take money off that poor girl's back, knowing, because we've all known for many years what's been going on with Brittany. We have known it's been over 13 years, 14 years what's happened to her. I cannot believe that. You are a little bitch, Jonathan. You are a bitch for doing that. I know that Britney Spears is not my friend, but I am not okay with that. That's some dirty, grubby man just trying to get mailbox money, and you're abusing women who are already being abused to try and get it up off their back instead of fucking go out and get a real job, or even be a good YouTuber and put out good content and stop trying to sue celebrities for mailbox money. Do that if you want that to be your job. But you're never going to be taken seriously in any other political views or protests, and certainly not in any missing girl case or little boy case or any missing person case in the world will you ever be taken seriously. Ever again. Nobody cares. I don't give a shit what live Benny is on. And if you don't think that was staged to go live same time as me, whatever. I could care less. But yes, I will block you if you come in here doing that shit, because I know exactly what that's intended to do. So, babe, anything to say on what I'm adjusting so far?
No, I think you pretty much said it all.
If I was to act like Molly Golightly,
Yep.
what would you would have some words for me privately, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Would you be okay with my behavior doing that?
No.
In fact, you've had trouble with my behavior, and you've spoken to me with that about the past of me acting close to what Molly's acting to. Not that bad on that scale, but I was bad. I was trashing people. I was just saying disturbing things as I was new to YouTube and getting caught up in certain groups and learning my way on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you say to me when I was acting that way?
Well, pretty much that I don't like it.
And you also told me something else.
Well, after I told you that we wouldn't be together now, you stayed doing that stuff.
So if I was acting like Big Juicy,
yeah,
we would be having conversations, right?
Oh, definitely.
I am not chaos. Okay. Thank you, Shirlene. Okay, so now, Dudley. Well, this is going to be a shocker. While I think that it's questionable why did Dudley wait so long to talk, in my opinion, so far, I have not trusted everything that's come out of Dudley's mouth, clearly, because you have to look at it as Don's blamed him and trashed him for several months. There's going to be a little bit of wanting retaliation and to trash that person back. So you have to keep that in mind. But with that in mind, Dudley and his wife have been the only people that I have walked away saying, I, for the most part, think that he is an honest person and being sincere. For the most part, there's still some issues I have with a little bit, but out of everybody in the picture, if I was going to believe one person and take their word, and someone was like, "You have to pick. Who do you believe? You have to pick one." It would be Dudley, so far, in my opinion. But as I said, there's still things to pick apart in his interview as well. He has to defend himself. That's right. That's human nature. That's understandable. And I think he did it in a much better way also than you've seen, like how Don talks about him. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I never did buy that Dudley was involved in Summer disappearing as a retaliation for being fired. I just didn't buy that.
Thanks. Sharon Tuck, were you in here earlier? Thank you for my mirror. Were you in here earlier? Since I see your name. I need to show it off again. I love it. I just done my eyebrows a couple of days before I got this, but yep. I love it. It's beautiful. Thank you. And I got my hair dyes. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. I just felt a little blah, but I'll do it one day, and I'll either do it live or do a video of dyeing my extensions and hair. Okay, now.
Sonny, no. Dawn fired Dudley June 14th.
And Dudley was open about that. Now, I showed you that video. You watched that video while I was in my dental appointment the other day. What do you make about the whole video with the events that were being told on June 15th are actually events that played out June 4th?
Well, it really made me wonder what the hell happened, because if that happened June 4th and they're all saying that what happened on June 4th was actually the 15th, that means that everybody is in on this. Now, it's also possible that they had a very similar conversation June 4th and June 15th. That's not very likely, though.
Yeah,
But
Grandma
yeah, Grandma went to the hospital June 4th, apparently. But I do remember seeing another YouTuber showing how easy it is to create fake text. So I don't know, maybe it's that. But yeah, that was weird.
Where else is this near?
Tickwell.
Tickwell.
Ticwell.
And you can plug it in to use it, or it takes 3 AAA batteries as well. But it's perfect.
Yeah, see, I've heard that, Wanda, and I've heard some people say it was caught on camera, or she was seen on camera, and some people said that it was just the receipt for Grandma's medication.
Mhm.
Like, unless you actually saw the footage, I can't say yes.
Oh, Amy, don't make me do that. Please rewind. It's a chore to talk right now. It's like literally a new workout to work in for my mom. Okay, so the other topics that I have are pretty much petty conversation, like about Marissa and her life coaching. I don't even think it's anything we really need to get into, because do you want to really get life coaching from her? I don't think so. I did watch a video where she's actually calling out people for not wanting to be her client anymore. That's got to be against some kind of patient. What's it called? That word that I can't say right now? Confidentiality. Confidentiality. Did I say it?
Yep.
Oh shit. Okay.
Larry.
Larry's in here.
It's just Larry.
Larry.
Is that the just Larry?
Larry. Okay, so you know what? I don't think we even have to get into that, but I've seen a couple questions, and like I said, I've been basically ignoring chat. So I'm gonna share the link, and you guys can come up. We can just kind of answer. Yeah, hang out. If you guys have questions, I'll answer them. I think that we're gonna do coffee in the morning on Mr. Share's channel, or on our joint channel, actually, because I think tomorrow night I'm going live on my channel with a special guest. I think so. I'm gonna talk to her later tonight to make sure that it's something she still wants to do, and then I'll set it all up by the morning. Marie's comment. Let me. Magenta Dreams. Hey. Marie. I'm not. Maria, if he said that, that's not true. I'd love him to prove that we were in a group chat before Summer went missing. That's absolutely not true. I think Benny and I were in a group chat with Ernie once. No, Ernie wasn't even a part of it. But yeah, we've absolutely done group chats with Donnie Candace throughout the missing. But if you don't think that, if that was true, if you don't think FBI, TBI, or somebody would be onto that by now, I mean, you have to I mean, let's be all the way real. I am on YouTube. I don't like hide myself. Lots of people have my address. Like there's just, let's use our brains, people, and actually listen to the things that are being said. Absolutely not. And Ernie of all people, like no, like we're listening to a couple people that need to be in a padded room. Okay, Autism Mama, I can see you if you want your camera off. Welcome in small town New York. Welcome. Oh, I see one of my friends. And Steph, welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
I hope you like your mug and spoon.
Is that from you?
Yes.
Thank you. Wait, who said that?
It's Callie.
Callie. Oh, that's from, I do. I love them. This made me giggle. And me and Mr. Sherry got a good chuckle out of the mug. I used it yesterday. I love it.
It's perfect.
And the spoon, I love the spoon because I'm a weirdo. You already know me well.
I caught that one night and I'm like, oh, she needs a spoon.
Also, the box the spoon came with reminds me of Tiffany Blue.
Aw.
So it's all fancy.
That's so cute.
Yeah. And then Broken Dishes sent me some pretty lip stuff as well. Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so let's start with you. Okay, what are you thinking? What's on your mind?
Who, me?
Yeah, well, we'll start with Callie first.
Okay, so Andrew Hiltz is a very bad fella. I did some home care rounds this week in Gloversville, New York. Asked a lot of good questions and found out some really good information, and he's lucky he's got kids with him right now. I guess their living conditions are deplorable.
I can vouch for that because I've seen them. They're kids because they aren't being watched. They got onto YouTube. However, it's a little bit scary because somebody had to make it where the comments were turned off. And those kids, I don't think were smart enough. However, anyways, yes, I think some of y'all saw those videos.
Share.
They were bad.
Share.
Yeah. Thank you.
You ever heard see something, say something?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you've seen something that concerns you for the wealth and well-being of children, then you need to do what's right and report it.
Trust me, I do all of that. We helped take Athena's channel down, so several of us working together. So I definitely don't let that shit slide. And yeah, I think those videos on that channel has been removed because they have been reported.
Another thing that you had said, because I had put it in the chat, I said, what about Dudley? And you answered my question because you said you don't trust anyone, everyone's lying. And then I said, well, what about Dudley? Because I am like on the fence with him.
Yeah.
I think he's, for the most part, being honest, but I think he might be adding a touch, maybe just to try to sting the bee get, sting somebody.
As everyone's done. Yeah, they're all excited to be doing interviews or, whatever. And so, yeah, they're all spinning a little bit.
Now, the last thing that I wanted to ask, or you had mentioned about could this have been a whole planned out thing that everybody thought about? Well, listen, I know you didn't like when I had said the last time what I said, and you had unmodded me because you were calling him your brother, but now you see what a snake he really is.
I have to see things for myself, though. I'm never gonna just listen to what somebody is telling me. Trust me, I have
Right.
very close people in my family. My husband warns me
Well,
about
I
people.
was just looking out for you because I am a part of a big case that is so corrupted with the DFS. And I don't know if you heard about the California City boys, the two little brothers that went missing in California City.
What's her name?
Ages 3 and 4, Oren and Orson West.
Okay. Yeah, I've been.
Well, Benny, I can't hear you.
Yeah, something weird just happened. I'm gonna have you go out and come back in. Okay. That was really weird what just happened.
It sounded like a
Scott.
demon.
Are you there, Scott?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, what's on your mind, buddy? What are you thinking?
You can hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
So, like, all the different channels that talk, Dudley that comes in, Hunter's dad that comes in, whoever on the ground, none of that matters. There's only like 3 different scenarios, and there's like, in each scenario, there's a group. So, you got the abduction theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or sex trafficking, which is in the same group, or they gave her away or sold her. Any one of those scenarios, she's not anywhere near the property. She's not anywhere near that town. So the problem with that group is you've got to figure out, how did she get out of there? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then the next thing you have is if it was an accident, if Candace or Don did something to her, or any other thing like that. In that group, you have to figure out where they hit her, right? Which means she's probably, I would say, within an hour of their house.
Mm.
And the only other thing that can happen or could have happened is if she wandered off. If she wandered off, the search parties would have probably already found her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you've only got those 2 groups, right? One is, how did she get out of there if somebody took her out? And number 2, if something happened and Don and Candace are involved in her death, then where is she? So I keep going back to what Candace said at the very beginning. All the way through, all the way since day one, she said that she took off in the truck to go look for Summer.
Right.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
She drove out, she drove up the road to the left to one church, she drove to the right down to the other church, and then she said she drove back in the holler as far as she could go. Okay, everybody keeps thinking that the holler is Beach Creek Road, but it ain't. Beach Creek Road is the valley. If you look on like MapQuest or Google Earth or whatever, a holler is the branch or a low spot in between the hills of the peaks of the mountains. So when you're driving down Beach Creek Road, let's just say you pull out of Ben Hill and you turn right toward the church they go to that's up on that hill. Every single road, every single dark spot on the aerial view is a holler. There's hundreds of them.
Hmm.
The closest one to their house is Ben Hill Road. If you look at Ben Hill Road, it goes up the gorge and dead ends. And when it dead ends, there's still a 2-track up into the hills. When the 2-track ends, it turns into a trail for miles. So my theory is if they did anything to her, you got to drive to the end of Ben Hill Road, and then you got to keep going as far as you can go in a vehicle. And then you got to get out and walk. And from every news source that I've seen that said they've searched, they've never searched there.
Hmm.
So that's just my take on it. All this garbage with all the different creators and all these people jumping in and they're stealing the show, and they either want money, right? They either want the notoriety or they want the clicks and views. That's my take on it. None of
Yeah.
that matters. None of it matters. What Dudley says doesn't matter. What all these other people say don't matter. It all boils down to, if she got took, we got to figure out how she was gotten off that hill and out of town. Or if Candace and Don or Candace did something to her, or it was an accident, where did they put her?
Mhm.
That's it. That's what it boils down to. That's it.
Yep. Well said.
So anyway, this is me. You know what I sound like.
Wait, can you explain the holler again? What the holler? Can you
What a
just speak?
holler is?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so a holler goes. I got property like a half an hour from where this is. Like you heard of Johnsonville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just past Johnsonville is Elizabethton. I don't know if you've heard of that. And then just past that is a little tiny town called Hampton. And if you turn left into the same kind of road as 347, which is Beach Creek, the one by my property is called 321. And it whips into the mountains and you lose service. So my property is almost identical to theirs, except for there's a lake by mine, Watauga Lake. Anyway, and mine's in eastern Tennessee, same spot. So a holler goes from the valley to almost the tip of a mountain.
Hmm.
And a mountain don't have one peak, right? There's like up, down, up, down, up, down. So if you look on a map, I don't know if you can bring up maps on your screen, but if you bring up a satellite image of their road, say you were driving down Beach Creek toward, what's the church that's up on the hill?
Is it the Solomon's Temple?
When if you turn right out of their road and you're going up Beach Creek and then it turns into another road, it changes names and then it splits. And right at the split is that church.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's Solomon. I think is it where the prayer garden is for her, right? That one?
the one where the police were was the other way,
Hmm.
where you remember where they set up their, whatever you want to call it, where they
Oh, yep.
staged.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, not that church, the other one down the other at the other end of the
Okay.
road.
Yeah, I can't
And
think of his name. It's actually a Baptist church, I think, though.
Mount Carmel.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Okay, well, anyways, if you go, it'd be east. If you went east out of their driveway and you're driving down Beach Creek, when you look to the right, every low spot, every dark spot is a holler. It's every crevice that goes up. Basically, what forms a holler is the water running down the hill. So it's like a crevice in the hill. And some of them are miles and miles long. So that's what a holler is. Beach Creek is the valley. That's between two rows of mountains. So when she said she drove back in the holler, that's back into the woods.
Mm.
So, I mean, that's right out of her mouth. So, and I don't know why you'd be driving around in a vehicle looking for your kid that's only been missing for 10 minutes, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she said she changed it from like 2 minutes to 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Even then, if they were on a little 5-year-old on foot, why are you in your car driving for 45 minutes? She said
Right
it would,
on.
yeah, it'd be 45 minutes because she said when she got back to the driveway, the police was there and it took 45 minutes.
That's why I think Summer was in the back of that truck and she was freaking out trying to find somewhere to put her.
That I
That's
definitely think that as well.
that's just what I think. And if it's not that, then she didn't wander off. If she did, I mean, she could have, and all these search parties could have missed her, right? She could be there somewhere, but that's not a likely scenario. But the other one is if she got took out of the area, whether it was abducted, sex trafficking, or they sold her or gave her away, any one of those, she's got to go from that hill to out of town. So how did she get there? Right? And if Candace drove her, that would put out the abduction theory that, it would be the other three. But either way, you've got to get her out,
I can see you
I
trying to watch if you want your camera off or on. It's up to you.
I like it off. I'm kind of mysterious.
Mysterious.
Yeah. I draw. I got like an Instagram. I got a bunch of pages and I don't even ever show my face.
I don't think I've ever heard you talk before tonight, actually.
Maybe I
Well,
could
I
be a
don't know
good
how to do
introducer.
this.
Like, it could be like, welcome to Voices Behind the Wall, starring Cher.
I love your intro. Like, out of everybody I have seen so far in the last year and a couple months, not even year and a couple days that I've been on YouTube watching people, yours is just kick ass. I'm like, love it. I just want to hear that over and again.
You're talking about me?
No, shares.
What is it?
Cher,
Oh, my intro?
Yes.
Mr. Cher wants to tweet my intro.
I love it.
Am I going on panel on MGL Next Live? Okay, let me explain that because some of y'all love me for that and some of y'all drag me because I called her cow. Somebody has to turn down their mute their YouTube part if they could. I don't know which one of y'all, but
I got
It's
earbuds.
not me.
So.
maybe Crime Watch. Hold on. Crime Watch, it's you. If you can mute your YouTube. Okay. So what I meant when I called her a cow was her eating. I can chew better than that on camera. I was a few days after having all my teeth extracted and dentures slammed on there. So there's no excuse for that. You don't even try to act human or civilized when you're eating. I think that's disgusting. And some of y'all still might think that that's wrong to say, but I have a pet peeve. Not even a pet peeve. It's something I cannot control in myself. I hate it. I don't mind how I chew, but when I see other people chewing like a barnyard animal, that is like nails on a chalkboard to me.
My
And that's
grandma said
all I
that.
see her do. Yeah, I can't. And there's actually a word for it. It's actually a thing that, like, it's not a phobia, I don't want to say, but I can't stand that. So that's why I called her a cow. It wasn't her weight. It wasn't anything like that. It was strictly her cow chewing. That's I
That's
couldn't.
how
So
my grandma calls it that too.
I wasn't calling her fat. I wouldn't do that. I don't do that. I actually defended someone who doesn't even like me because I think it's wrong for a woman to actually say, this is a life coach, mind you. People pay her money to coach her on how to do better in their lives.
Yeah.
And she's telling people that they should have plastic surgery and that they look nasty, and multiple women she has said this to, and she is not one that should be bragging because even after all the money that she spent on the plastic surgeries, she's nothing special.
What plastic surgeries? Because
I
she
don't
don't,
know, listen,
she
but
don't
she's had
look
her
like
tits
she had
done, she's had her
anything
face done, she's had her titties done once or twice. I don't know. They might need to be redone again because it's been so long. I don't know. Oh, she had a tummy tuck because she went over the center channel. So she's had several things done. All the power to you. If that's what gives you your confidence, girlfriend, that is awesome. I would never drag a female for having any kind of plastic surgery done either. If it's what makes that woman feel confident, fine. So I don't even care that she's done any of that to herself. All I'm saying is that she has done all this to herself and she is still no top prize like she thinks she is, and she should not be dragging any female. The shit that I've heard her say about women is disgusting, and I wouldn't even say about
Yeah,
no worse than
I've,
I wouldn't even
I've
say
heard
about
that.
You want to hear my take on her?
yeah, let's hear from the
You
guys.
could, you could jack her eyebrows up and drive a whole nother body under there, and she's still gonna be gross because her voice, just her voice freaking kills it for it. So,
Holy shit!
I couldn't, when I heard her say, my husband, I'm like, that poor man. That poor man.
There's no respect for him.
Now, Seth, I know you hate going petty, but what's your thoughts and opinions on all of this?
Railroad tracks.
Wait, are you talking to me?
Yeah, you, Seth. Is Molly the
First of
lightly
all, I
beautiful?
want to say, me and Mark, we're going to get some extensions because we're thinking we may need to, tap into our appearance. So y'all wait for it. We're going to get some extensions and we're going to send some pictures. Right, Mark? We're going to do it.
Extensions and eyelashes.
Hey, Cher, the one thing I want to ask you, because I don't have all the information on the whole Summer Wells case, but I know you've covered it extensively. I want to know your thoughts of what you really, and this is a theory, you guys, what happened, because I do think somebody knows something that they're not telling. And there's so many creators that have blinded followers that you don't know what to believe. Kind of like the Watts is very
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
So, what? Just broad. You don't have to give details, but what are you thinking? Like, and also, do you think she's still alive, or what do you think?
The conspiracy theory in my head of thinking someone told her somewhere, and they thought they're taking her out of somewhere. However, I've heard Don from the beginning speak about her being dead. I even heard him say she's better off dead if she's being trafficked somewhere. Wouldn't she be better off dead anyway? He said that. Who says that?
Wow.
But,
Okay, wait a minute, Cher.
no, hold on. Let me finish. I do
I would
think
say
that
that.
they
That's
all
why.
know what's going on. I do think that. I think that, yeah, definitely. I think Candace done something, and that absolutely Don's covering it up because should Summer, they didn't like to bring the kids to the hospital or to the doctors, and that's to hide abuse. If something bad happened to Summer, they wouldn't want to bring her there because she would be getting looked at, and that's when the sexual abuse would have been found out.
Gotcha.
And
Well,
so,
Don
yes,
said-
I think there was no other option. And I do the reward fund also. The reward fund, if any of those people knew the truth and weren't lying to cover it up and just go with their own narrative and try to get some clout off of Summer Wells, which is what they're doing. Jody, Sue, everybody, Andrew, everybody at this point, to me, is that's what they're doing. Okay. Including some creators. I think that the reward fund speaks for itself because look at the people we have involved. Those people would have ratted their own monies out for $5,000. We've now got it to $73,000 and it sits standing still and ain't no information coming forward. So that tells me that little girl is gone. And we now have the parents saying we don't want her face being used by anyone but us. Why you guys? You guys try to prank the world. What parent does that of missing children pranks the freaking world. It's like fucking John Benet Ramsey's mom writing that letter and shit, trying to punk the world. Like, we know she wrote that letter. We had multiple
Yeah.
writing analysis come out and say that's the mom's letter. Like, and nobody writes a however 8-page long ransom letter or whatever it was. Candace is way beyond that because she's fucking evil. And the fact that you don't have no reaction when someone tells you you see Summer Wells, and multiple times you don't have a reaction when people are like, oh, your daughter might have been seen, and you're just like, no, it's not her. You
Did
don't
you
stop
see the
for
video?
even a second and think
Yeah.
it's her.
Did you
Thank
see
you,
the
Susan.
video where they were both working at a work site recently? Where is that where I guess Molly Golightly and them went up to them at their job site? Just recently. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They were,
Oh yeah.
Okay, so did you see the reactions on her face to the things that they were saying? She showed nothing. Nothing. Like, nothing even flinched her.
No, if Molly would have come up to me when I'm driving away, first of all, you're not going to hound my husband at work. I would have come swinging at them bitches, and that's the truth. I would have ended up in jail that day. I would have, because that ain't going to fly with me, especially if I'm an innocent person. I am not going to take that, and I'm going to go down swinging. I don't care who the fuck you are holding signs, lock me up. I don't care. You're on a public street. I'm going to jail that day. And if you knock on my car window and you say, I'm sorry, your baby's dead and you are soulless, and if I'm an innocent mom and my child's missing, I'm innocent of it, I am running that bitch over. Whoops, she was in the way of my car. She shouldn't have been standing in the middle of the fucking street when I'm pulling out. I would have ran that bitch over.
My brakes failed.
My brakes failed, you dumb bitch. Oops. No, you scared me when you tapped on the window. Oh my God.
I seen that ghost. It was the
You know what I'm
exorcism.
saying? No, I hop out of that car. And also what stood out in that video for me was how Candace didn't whip her ass, which shocked me, because I would have whipped their asses. It would have been on. I would take them all on. I would have went after JLR first and beat him like the bitch he is. And yeah, no, it would have been a mess. I would have been in jail that day. But that's me. That's me gonna stand up like, how fucking dare you talk about me. But that's because I would never sell my kid off. I'm not heartless like her. I have motherly instincts, but some people don't. My mom didn't
Or
have that.
trade them off for drugs down in a
Yeah.
cabin,
Mhm.
little, what do you call it? What do they call it? Shed.
Mhm.
You know,
well,
I don't know. I think this whole case, it reminds me so much of the case that brought me to YouTube, which is The Boys. Benny was a part of that at the beginning, and then he started getting things and messing it up and throwing narratives in like lies. He says that he's the reason that the adoptive family won't speak. The adoptive mother and father say the boys just disappeared out the backyard in the desert, in the Mojave Desert at dark. And the dog didn't follow him. The dog Chalk didn't follow him. But this dog is like an aggressive dog. You know, you should see the dog when they walked it. But like the storyline and everything, but except it's a white girl instead of black kids. 2 black children. It's white kids. I mean, a white little girl. And Benny was trying to say, oh, if it was a white child, da 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 da, you know, like he was, he was just, he basically effed up the case. But that case has so much. You need to get into that, Cher, because what you have in your life story is what I have, the same thing. So like when you just said about um who would say that I'd rather than be dead than be in traffic, I would, because I've been there. Been there. I've had that done, and you know it too. You know what you've been through. So, like, hell yeah. I'd rather in my heart to never see my child go through what the hell I went through. I'd rather them be dead. And that
But
might
you wouldn't
sound
say
cruel.
that. You
Huh?
wouldn't say that 5 months after your daughter's missing, though. You wouldn't
Hell
say that out
no.
loud.
No, no,
You
no.
might think it. If you knew and you had the evidence what she's going through, like me, yeah, I might think that because I've lived that. But I would never say that out loud. But that would be after I saw evidence that says this was happening.
Right.
But also, that's not necessarily true for everyone because you can go about your life there. That's when,
I couldn't
I said it
imagine my child, my little girl, being trafficked to wherever the hell God has, wherever they're at, and however many people are doing it. And, like, I just would not be able to live with myself knowing that.
Oh, Candace said that. Yeah, well, they both said it, and that it's disturbing. Yeah, they both said it. You had the behavioral panel guys, which
Hey, that Dr. Phil, is that real Dr. Phil, or is that somebody like?
listen,
It's not the
listen.
real Dr. Phil.
There's no, that's, in the chat, no, that's not the real Dr. Phil. But if you're talking about the show that the Wells did, you tell me how many people watched Dr. Phil?
Man, that
was
shit was
not a normal Dr.
I
that was
don't
Phil.
not
like
a
Dr.
show.
Phil.
That was
They
not
were
even a
treated with
show.
kid gloves, and that's not how Dr. Phil acts. On any of his shows, he would have ripped Candace a new asshole, and that's the truth.
Hell yeah. That's
And
why
he would have called her like
I
he would
didn't
have said,
understand. Like, I didn't understand. Like, was he trying to play the sympathy card because they got them, and he just wanted to play the sympathy card to see what he could pull out of them?
No, I'm
I-
thinking that this is a much deeper thing, and I'm thinking Dr. Phil's playing along with a script from the establishment. You can't tell me that this, as I have said, this is designed to go one way, and I do believe we were, what is the word I'm looking for? We were sought out and watched before Summer Wells was ever reported missing.
Right.
Again, this all ties back. We have to remember that there is a missing child drill. The number 7 is huge. Yes, I'm a weirdo. I go off of energies and I believe in psychics and mediums. And anyways, number 7 is huge. We hear Don say 7 a lot. 7 alibi, 7-7-7-day Adventist. And we hear that when Summer went missing was only weeks after the 7th annual missing child drill. We hear Robin calling Summer her chosen one, her special one. That's weird.
Right, but what does the 7 mean? I don't understand what is about the 7.
What's it for Seventh-day Adventist? I guess there's a few different meanings
No,
for 7.
no. Like number 7 that you're saying with it, like that the number 7 being used a lot. What is that? Like under what pretense? Like I'm not catching it. Like is like 7 mean like 666 the devil?
I just tried to explain it to you. I'm not sure what it means within the Seventh-day Adventist right off the top of my head, but it's, to me, 7. Yeah, I think off the top of my head the 7 deadly sins. So I go dark immediately, especially when it's tied to Seventh-day Adventist.
Isn't there 7 signs for the end of the world?
Yes, that's true.
7 circles of hell.
7 circles of hell.
Yeah. But see, even if you disregard Candace's reactions on video, even if you disregard her not having any emotion, disregard all the things that everybody says, what I focus in on is what Don said 2 days after Summer was missing. He said that he'll see her at the resurrection.
Yep.
That means 2 days in, he already knew she was dead.
Mhm.
Repeat that a little bit.
Okay, everybody looks at Candace and like how Candace doesn't have emotion, how they didn't go looking for Summer, how she reacted or didn't react when MGL was at the workplace.
Mhm.
Right.
Even discount all of that. Go all the way back to the beginning. 2 days after Summer was missing, Don said that he will see her at the resurrection. It was only
Yeah.
2 days in, and he already knew she was dead.
Yeah.
So that's what I hone in on.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
that's odd.
he
Why would he say that? Like, yeah, that is kind of odd. Like, I wouldn't be saying that right out.
He
Like,
said that multiple times. He
but
has
I
said
mean,
talked
like,
about the resurrection. Yeah.
right off the bat, like,
Yeah, right off the bat. It was June
you're like
18th, I think,
telling
when he
for
said
real what
that.
you already know. You already know something and you're lying, and you're sitting here saying that that you'll see her in the resurrection. Like, man,
and
like that. She wasn't even gone for a week, or like, you know.
and
It's-
notice there isn't a bunch of look-alike sightings on the news. And
Yep.
no, and notice how when somebody says that she could be over here, they automatically discount it. Well, that can't be her,
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
right?
always
And then
they don't even
and
wait no time. They're like, they know it right off the bat. That's not her.
yeah, and then Don always says that you'll never find her. Like she was abducted, you'll never find her. That's telling me they hit her. That's what that's telling me. I might be wrong, but that's what I'm seeing from all of it.
Nah, you make sense.
I think
I
she's I think she's down at the end of their road, way up in the hills in the woods. That's what I think.
Well, someone had said, okay, that's when I decided Don isn't looking for Summer. I can tell you guys, a lot of you saw and witnessed how often I was talking to Don. And I'm telling you, 90% of the time, it was video calls. I know where Don was and where Candace was more times than not for about 5.5 months straight. And not once. If they're now think they're talking to me, plus we know that they're talking to several other people as well. If they're doing all that, when? Now I'm telling you when, because I didn't see him ever looking for his kid except for when we had a conversation, and then he purposely got caught so that somebody made a Facebook post, which I said all from the beginning that was a very staged event, because we had literally texted about it the night before he got caught doing that, about how no one has seen him out looking for Summer. So like, when is he looking? And then all of a sudden within 12 hours or 15 hours, he's being caught by somebody saying he's looking for Summer. It's all very staged, you guys. It's sick what's happening.
He's too busy jumping from channel to channel trying to make
Yeah,
himself
he
famous.
has not been out there to look except for one time, I think, when whatchamacallit was out there, EchoSearch. They went for dinner and looked for a little while, and they texted my husband, we're out searching. I'm like, bullshit.
Like, I mean, think about it. Who has a missing 5-year-old kid and has a YouTube creator as a PR person and jumps from channel to channel to channel to channel while they're drunk? Who does that?
And hi,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
don't forget the high,
well,
because
that's
Well,
why
hi,
the
yeah.
church had to have Tim Mullins come from wherever and step in, because that's what Tim Mullins does. He goes from church to church to church. He wrote the missing child drill, actually. It's his name on it. I remember the first time I mentioned his name and Benny texted me freaking out. Did you tell people I told you who Tim Mullins is? I'm like, no, and why the fuck does he got to be a secret? Maybe you should have done better with keeping his name off of documents from several fucking years ago. That's no mistake. He is now the WOW's media manager, and he does the high risk planning for Seventh Day Adventists, which the number one drill fuck a active shooter drill, which to me, in this day and age, I could understand the church doing an active shooter drill, right? Let's be honest. A fire drill, yes. A missing child drill where you go home and you practice with your children and then you practice it in the congregation and you do it right, and or you do it, and if it goes wrong you pick a different child and you do the drill until you get it right. What does that mean? That is really
Yeah,
fucked up, and the very person who wrote that drill happens to be their media manager.
that is disturbing altogether because I just don't see the point of ever having such thing called a missing child drill.
Mhm. I've never in my life ever taken place in a missing child drill. And I'm sorry, but I've had to have my name legally changed because they were afraid my biological mother would kidnap me while I was in the system. And we've never done a missing child drill. Like, even then, you know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't make sense to me. And then you think about it, the very person writing it. And again, Benny, come for me all you want, you fucking liar. But he had said, like, Tim Mullins
Hey,
told him
Benny.
one day, no, hold on. Tim Mullins told him one day, because Benny freaked out because that call that Candace got on the Dr. Phil show and the behavioral panel came out and talked about it, where they said that Candace didn't even act shocked, but they were trying to say that she was crying because they got a phone call. That's why she stormed off of Dr. Phil or whatever, or the behavioral panel, because there was some reported sighting. We've all
Oh yeah,
seen
that was
she
not
does
good.
not cry and get worried about that. And that's a lie. And it turns out they knew who called that, and it was planned and staged, and Tim knew about it. And Benny said in the group text to Don and Tim Mullins and them, like, what the heck, something's wrong here. Like, I didn't know about Jenna doing that. And that's the girl who did the call. And if you guys do your research properly, you'll know who Jenna is.
Yes.
Anywho, Jenna did that call, staged that call for Tim Mullins, asked them to, I'm assuming, in my opinion, and all that bullshit that you have to say. And Benny straight up told Tim Mullins, like, this is wrong. Like, I wasn't aware of that. Like, you guys are lying to me. Like, I want to know the truth. Tim Mullins' response to Benny was, if I was going to tell anyone the truth, it would be you. What the fuck does that mean? That tells you right there Tim Mullins is hiding something. What does that even mean? And then Benny can try and cover his ass all he wants and say, oh, sure, I tell you shit because I know you're going to say it online. That's bullshit because I didn't. I cut my mouth shut, and I don't care. Like, what are you going to drag me for? You're going to come for my marriage and talk shit about my marriage? I'm sorry that my husband's not a cheating asshole and doesn't have kids all over the globe like you. Like, don't come for me. And he is the last person that should be dragging anybody on their parenting or husband or whatever skills, okay? Last person on earth that should be saying anything.
Hey, Cher.
So,
Just
thank you, Cotton Candy.
just a quick change of topic. I gotta ask you a question about. Do you still like under your like description area of this video? Do you still have like what is it? Like is it like donations for your teeth, or is it for?
Yes, I do.
It's on there for your teeth.
I'm still paying off for my teeth. So
Oh,
yeah, I've
they're
been
not
told
paid.
why are people talking shit about that? I don't care.
No,
But
no. I was just saying because you look so beautiful with your smile. I'm waiting for you to plan the wedding, and we better all be a part of it live.
oh yeah, for sure. Well, we're YouTubers. We share everything, so it'll definitely be live, and everyone that could make it will definitely be. We want everyone to be involved in one way or another, so it
Hey,
will be. Everyone will be in the loop. Don't you worry.
I did my
Yes, it was
wedding.
staged.
I did my whole wedding. It was rustic. A
What? Say
lot.
what? They said, Seth, talk, please. Yeah, you're so quiet up there.
Well, I got a lot of questions. So
Okay, let's hear them.
So, I'm a person of faith. So, the first thing I see in this is the church they attended. Now I will tell you, and I don't judge people, but what I've seen with Don doesn't seem sincere.
Mm.
And I don't know people in that church. But do you guys really think that people in that church, if they knew what happened to Summer, they would not tell someone? And in the whole church, do you not think they would not tell somebody? That's my
I
first
can't say
question.
it's the whole church, Seth, but I've gotten close with Robin, and I'm going to tell you, she's lied. I've caught her in lies. I've confronted her about why is she lying for the wells. So even I actually just wrote something down tonight because when Scott was talking, it reminded me something. So she lies. I've caught her in many lies, and I've confronted her about it and gotten no response. So that's weird. She's okay with a 17-year-old mistress with a married man. That's weird.
Who was that
But
again? I didn't hear you.
Robin. Robin,
Okay.
she's a member at the Seventh-day Adventist. She's there. And you actually see she has a very big role in that church. She tried to distance herself
Yeah.
at the beginning. Well, I was just, the assistant Sabbath school teacher. So she tried to distance herself, but now everything's been recorded for that church. And you see, Robin has a huge role within that church. So why she tried to distance herself?
Yes.
And one lie you see, again, whatever you want to call them, hogs on the ground, heels on the ground, whatever.
Heels
Heels
be
in the
gone.
air is funny. But they illegally recorded David's daughter, David Dotson's daughter. She specifically asked JLR, "Are you recording?" He said no. Multiple times. Well, are you recording this? He said no. No. She said, "Is this off record?" And he said, "Yep, it's off record." So illegally recording, or against her will, I'll say, recorded her. She said, "My dad didn't know the wells and he had only been there. That was his first time there that night." Okay. Hold on, autism mama. Let me finish this so I remember.
You're
So
talking about
she
fruit
said,
bears.
just hold on, listen. So she said to them, while being recorded against her will, that David Dodson had only been to their house that night, the night when, because Candace couldn't get a hold of Robin, so she called David Dodson. However, Robin's story is different than that. And she says she got there with David Dodson, and Robin, the church member for Seventh-day Adventists, even says David Dodson was there earlier that day before they got there, before Summer went missing. Now, Don denies this, but this came out of Robin's mouth. So who's lying here? Why are they lying about how often David Dodson's been around? Why is there a picture of Tim Mullins from before Summer even went missing with Tim Mullins with Summer when she was like probably 2 or 3 years old? Why?
Okay. Yeah, and I don't know these people.
Tim
But
Mullins from the church, Robin from the church.
I'm listening, but I have
Yeah.
another question. Was the CPS, were they involved at all before Summer went missing?
I think so. And I think so because I've known people who have had issues with CPS. And I feel like, because to me, the milk is really weird. And it's weird for me because we saw that trashy house. We hear how they basically lived on
Yes.
99-cent frozen pizza. So when I see the 2 gallons of milk, either they got that to symbolize something very dark and sinister within this case, which I do think. I have my conspiracy theories, right, with the trafficking world. But I also feel like, okay, I can believe the CPS reports and that CPS was on the way, because I believe that's why Candace went grocery shopping, and that's why the milk, to make it look like she's a nutritious,
Yes.
caring mother.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I do think they were involved.
Or it's for Don at work. Dudley said he'd be drinking gallons of spoiled milk that
That's
sat out in the
disgusting.
sun and heat.
That's nasty. I didn't hear that, but yeah, that's nasty.
Yes,
But
that's what Dudley said. He would bring a gallon of milk to work every day, and he would drink that all throughout the day, and he would leave it sitting out on the front yard or porch in the sun in 70-degree weather.
that's disgusting. Ugh.
Well, yeah. So here's another drop in the system. CPS is across the states. I know, Sherry, you're in Canada, but in the States, if you're here, this is a drop in the system. I work with foster kids and different homes in my early 20s, and I saw a lot of bad cases. And I see this with Summer. Now, listen, sex trafficking wasn't as big then, or we didn't know about it. So there's so many factors here. And even church. I mean, I hear you guys. People, leaders in the church, they're going to be hush hush because now it's national and we're just not going to tell what we know. So I guess my concern is, and I do think Candace is a part of what happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
But my other question is the swimming hole. Did they search that, and what was the findings?
I think they did search that, and I don't think there was anything. I think they found like the garbage. I heard that they found needles. Yeah, they found the twisted tea.
Yeah. And the only other thing I want to say, since I got a voice,
I
is
wonder if
Molly
they found flowers.
what Molly and JLR and Blowhorn, Bullhorn, Bully Betty, whatever you want to
Blowjob
call her.
Betty.
Yeah.
It's wrong. They're harassing someone, a family that has not been, proven guilty, and it's wrong, and it needs to stop. And so if you're on here and you're a Molly fan, Bullhorn, whatever, it needs to stop. That's not right. You would not want that happening to you if it was your family, and it's harassment. It's wrong. So heels be gone. Bye. Bye.
I like that one. Oh, that reminds me, hearing Andra, aka Bullhorn Betty, say, I want my subscribers to go over and mass report this channel. That is insanely against terms of service. And you cannot also say, I am going to use my platform to the fullest extent to make your life miserable and a hell. To a news anchor woman, an award-winning news anchor woman. You cannot say that thing. You are going to lose the platforms you are threatening people with, Andra. You cannot do that. You say you follow the law and everything. I'm sorry, you do not. You still got busted with that cocaine and ecstasy pills and all of that. That's not following the laws. Just because you got off of it because they did an illegal search of your car, that shit was still on you, girlfriend. So you were still in the wrong. But yeah, congratulations. You found a loophole to get out of that. Good for you. Good for you.
And
but
I
you're
got one
still
more
guilty.
thing to say, Cher, because you're on a roll. But I got one more because I'm gonna get blocked out. The other live you did the other day, and I sent you this message, and I'm gonna make it public because it deserves this. And Mr. Cher is gonna agree with me. Your story that you shared, you are able to inspire kids, but not only that, inspire people to be good foster parents.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what the haters are saying, you keep doing what you're doing because you're going to reach a lot of people. And I just want to make that public that all you haters are listening, she's doing good and you need to lay off. And it doesn't matter if you don't, her chin's going to go up. She's going to smile with her Hollywood teeth. And she's going to pray for you. So
Hey,
that's
she
all I
got the
got.
backup of the crazy train, okay?
Uh-huh.
She got the
whole
backup of
crazy
the
train.
crazy train.
It's not letting me push the button, Dalen. For some reason, my phone is all out of whack. It told me I had one viewer for a little while. When I know there was more than that in here, because there was more than that chatting. I'm trying. My phone is like frozen. Oh, there we go. I got it. Thank you, Seth. I appreciate that. I've always thought, even if I can help one person or even one person who's gone through the system and knows they're not the only ones, and I also want people who go through bad things to not use it. Like, don't let people use it as a negative to drag you down, but you can
Yes.
choose to be a survivor, not a victim, but a survivor. And that's a mental choice that people have to make for themselves. And once you choose to be a survivor, you won't care what anyone says about you or drags you for your past. You won't care because to you, you overcame your own hell. And that's a huge not a stepping stone because it's bigger than that, but it gave you strength
Yep.
to
Share.
go on.
Yep.
Share.
And you guys
Can I
struggling.
can I
You
leave
matter.
can I leave my number in the private chat?
No. Oh, in private chat? Yeah, you can put it in the private chat.
Can you please take my number and call me tomorrow? What time is it there
No,
where you're at?
email me your phone number.
Oh, I forgot the email. And
It's easy. I hear voices 19 at yahoo.com. All one word. I hear voices 19 at yahoo.com.
I hear voices too.
Waste time on
I
us
do
about
too,
it.
dude. I hear voices all the time. My own.
I
that
love when
is
So
people
I
call
got
me voices behind the drywall now. It's so funny. Vampire
no
behind the wall.
Lord.
hey, how do you see chat when you're on here?
Oh, all right. So through StreamYard?
Yeah.
If you switch over to see chat, sometimes you get
You'll
stuck
boot
over there
yourself out. Yeah.
and you're gonna knock yourself out of here.
Well, I am going to end this one, but Dalen's going to come up for a minute. I want her to come up. I haven't talked to her in forever. And then I'm going to end this one tonight, and we'll probably do coffee in the morning. Mr. Cher's trying to convince me to go work with him in
I
the morning.
I got one
Are
little
you gonna
more.
play? Are you gonna play Are you gonna play Candace?
What?
I said, are you gonna play Candace?
Am I going to play Candace?
Yeah, go to work like Candace does with Don.
No, I go to work with Mr. Cher sometimes. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
You're fooling a Candace.
No, I'm not pulling a Candace.
Hey, Cher, I'm gonna drop down, but I want to say everybody that's been in chat that I've missed. Hey, I love you guys. Thank you so much for the kind words. So I'm gonna drop down. Thank you, Cher, for having me up.
Love you. Bye, Seth. Thank you.
Love you.
Nice
Bye
to
bye.
see you, Seth.
Autism Mama, thanks for being up here. You know you're always welcome.
Thank you.
Oh,
We'll
look,
be
I
live
got
You
sometime
bigger.
hated
tomorrow.
me at first. I thought you hated me still. I didn't know.
No, I didn't hate you to begin with, but I don't remember what happened actually. So see, it wasn't even that important.
You gave me a mod wrench, and I
Oh.
emailed you and told you about Benny and all the truth and everything.
Yeah.
And then you unmodded me, and that was it.
Well, yeah, because at that time, that was who I was calling. Like, to me, I honestly thought that, like, I really thought me and Benny was family. I thought one day we
Yeah,
would all be hanging out. I thought our kids would hang out. I honestly, like, thought
look,
that I wanted Mr. Cher to, like, rub off on him a little bit too. Like, I really wanted better for him, but that's just not who
you
he
can't
is.
get better for that man. Look, you can't get better for that man. Well, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna I want you to go on a platform, not on a platform, but go to another person's page or whatever, and I want you to listen to the diss song that was made about Benny because of him messing up the case with the boys. Like,
Yeah, I've
he
heard all about.
sabotaged
Yeah,
it. But
listen,
if
I don't.
you hear that diss song, you are gonna crack up, and you
I
gonna hear.
honestly don't care to hear anything about Benny. I don't. I honestly don't. I blocked somebody tonight for bringing up Benny being on another panel. I don't care what Benny's doing. I don't give a shit how bad he wants to lie and how much dirty money and blood money he wants to take in. That's not my business.
That's all he's there for.
That's all he's there for. That's clear. And it's clear he's helping cover up for some sick shit. And I don't need to know what he's doing or what he's saying. I don't give a shit what he says about me. I've been called worse than what Benny can call me. And, I've already been doxxed all around town and then some, so all around the globe. So I do not give a shit what Benny has to say about me. I don't care. And to be honest, people don't need to tell me about it anymore because I don't give a fuck. Benny's nothing. He's nothing of importance to me. That man tried to prove he wasn't racist by showing pictures of every black celebrity he's ever ran into. Come on, this man deserves no attention. He is chasing clout, and he's doing it in a very harmful and dangerous manner to these missing children. Period. We don't need to hear about Benny or care about what he's doing, okay? But no, I don't hate you, and you're always welcome here.
I'm still here.
Okay.
So I got one more point for everybody to think about that doesn't get brought up a lot. And one is, have you ever noticed how the wells don't want people coming to help look? They want them to stay away, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the other thing that kind of coincides with that is the website wants everybody to contact them first.
Mm-hmm. And the
not
website is
TBI.
ran through the church, so that's bad.
Right. So between the website wanting people to talk to them, not the cops, and the wells don't want anybody coming around the property to look, that's just a big old huge red flag for me.
Yeah, it's definitely alarming. I don't know how they can get away with that shit, but I guess, well, I try to keep a little bit of hope that they are being monitored by some higher ups, but then the better me thinks for all of this to be going down, there has to be some higher ups involved in this also. So I don't know exactly what to think anymore. I don't trust nobody that is supporting the walls. All of them people started out thinking that Don was guilty, and so to me to watch, and then even like Benny's, the way he talked to me started changing near the end of our friendship. He started like preaching to me more and telling me I was going off God's path. Like just the way he was talking to me, I was like, oh shit, like he's been recruited. You know what I'm saying? And I have said it before, like I really do feel like you hear how Don pushes the SDA, the SCA, and how he, if you followed my channel, how he really wanted me to get close with Robin. And so I did. Or I tried, and I did speak to her several times, and get answers and been on the phone with her and everything. But like I started feeling like I was more being recruited into something. And I watched some of these people change, and even the way that they're talking changed from
Don
not
talks
being so
more about
godly to so godly.
Don talks more about the church than he does his own daughter.
Yeah. And he protects the church and specifically Robin more than his own wife.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's alarming for sure.
Well, that's my take on it anyway.
I appreciate it.
If you kind of got to go all the way back to the Gabby case. Remember when everything got all blown out of proportion? And then I had the same theory as Jay. She said that he was right under our nose within a mile of the car, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Way, way, way before. And that ended up being what it was. And that's what I thought too. And this is the same situation. You get wrapped all up into like Benny and Andrew and Dudley and Jody Sue and all these other people. Get rid of all that and boil it all the way down to the basics. Go all the way back to the basics.
Mm-hmm.
The simplest form is the best solution, or brings you to the solution. So I can't go through everything that I went through to come to the conclusion that I have, but I know you're wrapped up in like everything goes on with MGL and then all these other people. Kind of just let that all go by the wayside and go back to the beginning and go back to the basics and make it real simple, and that'll give the answer where she is.
Yeah, I hope. And we go, who do you think taught him Thank you, Hope for Justice, and thank you, Giselle. Thank you so much for the super stickers. So where do you think that he learned how he was coming out very early on, talking about the trafficking, talking about Mexico, talking about the statistics? To me, this is something that's been studied prior to Summer's disappearance to know everything like that. Or do we think that TBI and them kind of brought up that to them as an option and brought that to their attention? However, from the 911 call, he said somebody took her. Like, he's been trying to convince everyone from the get-go what the narrative was. So to me, I feel like it was something that was definitely researched to know prior to Summer's disappearance.
I think that he came up with the abduction theory right off rip so that people wouldn't look around there. That's my theory on that. As far as all the statistics and all that stuff, I think that he learned it. Like TBI would be saying, okay, this is how many kids do this. This is how many kids go to sex trafficking. This is how many kids have been abducted. You know what I mean? So then he kind of picked up on it.
Yeah,
But
probably
I
did
think
some Googling after that. Yeah.
I think the abduction theory came so that people wouldn't come all rushing in there. That's just what I think. Because even to this day, he's trying to keep people away. They're trying to keep people away. You know, like if somebody quiet came there to actually search, or like a search group, they're not going to let them on the property. Everybody's going to try to repel the people. That's just how I think. Which makes me think she's close.
Yeah. That would not shock me, to be honest, because I think she's also close enough where they would know if she was found or not. Like, they can easily check on her.
Yeah. Or if somebody's coming close, they run them off. You know, that's kind of how they do it. So I don't know. I think she's real close. I think she was in the back of that truck when Candace took off in it, supposedly searching.
Yeah.
And however far, we don't know what the timeline is exactly, right? Because it keeps changing. We know there's 3 hours. We know 3:30 to 6:30.
Yeah, there's definitely something in the 2 or 3 hours that are missing in the timeline.
And if she was already gone in the truck on the way home from the swimming hole, like in the picture of that TikTok video, why would whoever is in the truck with her, because we don't know for sure, and her be driving home? You'd think that they would find somewhere to put her before they even came home. But they came home first, right? And then from that time,
not for nothing though, I'm sorry, I will always think this because of something Candace said. I think that Hunter didn't really get dropped off at 2:30. I think Hunter was at that house.
Okay, so if he was with them at the swimming hole, and then he wasn't with them in the truck when the video was taken, then how did he get back to the house?
Okay, maybe not.
And I know exactly where the video is taken. Exactly. There's an arrow sign in the video when it pans up and shows out the driver's side window. There's an arrow sign with a little sign next to it. Yeah. And then there's a set of double poles. I went on Google and I like pushed the arrow like your street view all the way down the road, and it's on the corner of, I can't think of it right now. I'll have to email you or go in chat. Muller Road. And what's Beach Creek turn into when you go east? Is it Lone Star?
Yeah, Lone Star.
Okay, it's at the corner of Lone Star and I think Muller.
Where that motel is.
There's no, there's not a motel there. There's a trailer though. I
think it is Lone Star, yeah.
Lone Star, yeah, but it's way past that church. It's way on Lone Star, like halfway to Hunter's house. But I could send you a screenshot of the signs in the corner to your email, but I found it. So I think they drove home, whoever was in the front seat with her, and then I think between 4 and 6, whenever she called Don, which was before the 911 call, so it was a little after 6. So if she had all that time to go, then she could only be within an hour. And an hour is not that far away from their house because the roads are all windy, right? You can't go 80. So
Yeah.
miles wise, you know, the most she could be is like probably 30 miles. But yeah, go on, when you're done here, go on Google Earth or go on Maps and hit satellite and look at Ben Hill Road and look at where Ben Hill Road ends. And then look at the 2-track that goes up the mountain.
Okay. I wrote that down. We're gonna look at that.
To me, that's a good spot. But I don't know. Oh, there's one other thing too. I got a lot more information too. Like I know how many square foot the house is. I know the house isn't the original house on the property. There's another house in the woods, like in the tree line. There's another little tiny structure. That's why the address doesn't come up on the house. It comes up in the trees. The house they're living in is only 745 square feet. The Google address that's 165 or something like that comes up on their property, that's not there. 165 is actually a neighbor down the road. There used to be a trailer down the hill with the shed that's on Beach Creek, and it's gone now. And then also I found a cross that is, you know, when somebody dies on a road, how people put a cross?
Yeah.
There's a cross directly across the street from the shed on Beach Creek.
Really?
In the grass, yep. If you go to Street View on, I don't think it's on Earth. Yeah, it might be on Google Earth or it might be on Maps. I think it's on Maps. But Street View is pretty current, right? Like the overheads are usually a year or two old. But when you go to Street View, it's pretty current. So if you're on Beach Creek and you're looking at the shed, like just past the shed, there's a fence post. If you turn it around, do a 180 and look at the ditch across the street, there's a white cross in the grass, in the weeds, which I thought was weird.
I'm gonna definitely look for that. Yeah, that is
I've
weird.
I've done a lot
Okay,
of
you're
homework.
giving me too much more to look into. Okay.
All right.
I wonder, yeah, I still am curious why they picked that one spot in Utah for the memory, the stone and everything. That's weird to me because Summer has never been to Utah.
Right. But it's all those little things that you got to deep dive into. Forget what everybody says. You got to look at what the, you know, what's on camera, what the pictures show, what the, you know, like I went right on the property parcel search to see when he got the property, the size of the property. The property used to be 2 pieces. Now it's 1. The original house isn't the house they're living in. There's a lot of stuff that people don't talk about that's there that you can find.
So I wonder if that's because I saw somebody's video, and I'm not sure which one, but I had saw somewhere down the road from their house, there is a sign that says leave packages for 810. So for Don and Candace's address here. And it's like right down the road from their house. And I thought that was kind of weird. I thought it was at a driveway, but I thought it was weird because I didn't know if it was for like Amazon drivers or something, or if that was like a special setup for people leaving things for them because Summer's missing or whatever it was. But yeah, I thought that was kind of odd.
Well, that's
so
another
I
one of those.
that.
That's another one of those things they put up to keep people out of the area. They don't want delivery drivers coming up to their house, so they put the sign. It's not at the bottom of their driveway, but it's near the bottom of their driveway.
Yeah, but yeah, it's down the road some a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes a little bit of sense. Well, Scott, thanks for coming up here tonight. You're definitely always welcome. Also,
Okay. Well, look into them things and then I'll give you some more.
okay, I will. I wrote them down, so I'll be
Oh,
doing that this weekend. Google Earthing those, and definitely trying to find the crossing the lines too, because I haven't seen
and
that or heard that till tonight.
if you can't find it, what's your emails? What's it?
I'll throw it in the chat. It's I hear voices 19 at yahoo.com. All one word. I hear voices 19 at
Okay.
yahoo.com.
I have screenshots. I'll email them to you.
Okay, awesome. That would be awesome. Thanks, Scott.
Okay.
You have a good rest of your Friday night.
All right. You too.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Hope for Peace. Welcome to the Crazy Train. Choo choo. Well, you guys are awesome. I saw you guys in the chat saying for me to go to work with Mr. Share tomorrow. I will if we can go at 9 and not 8. It's Saturday. And he said we'll stream from work. So we'll talk to you in the morning from work, I guess. And then tomorrow night, I'm excited. I'll just say it. I invited. Let me look at the channel name, please, because I don't want to get it wrong. Because I know other people on purpose have been saying the channel name wrong, and I think they've been doing it on purpose, which is kind of what's the word? It's disrespectful. So I want to say it right. Give me 1 minute. Okay, White Boy Lockdown Radio, and his wife's channel. Let me look at that. Let me look because I want to get it right. Shoot. Can't find it. Okay. Okay, I can't find her channel. His wife, though, Noelle. And I think everyone knows that. I hope I didn't just dox her. Can you guys figure out her channel really quick so I can say I can't even, it's not, it's not coming to me right now. Damage, yes, damaged goods with no regrets. That's what it is. Thank you so much. Because I didn't want to just try and guess and get it all wrong and butcher it. Because again, I don't want to be disrespectful. Because I've heard how some people are on purpose butchering their channel names, and I think that's rude. So I invited her on tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Central, and I'm gonna set that up in the morning or later tonight. I'm excited for that. She said nothing is off limits, so that should be really good. Because I've been watching a little bit of her stuff, I do have to catch up because it is a newer channel that I started following recently. So we are planning that, but things could happen. We may, but I'll know for sure tomorrow if it will happen or not, and it'll be all scheduled for what. So watch for that. And then I have also invited her and her husband. We'll do one night, couple night, because I don't even think Mr. Sure even really knows them yet. So remember when the people who are being retarded on Summer's case now all went to the laundry house and was calling them dirty laundry and all of that? There were these YouTubers, husband and wife, there that met Molly down there. The one Molly's trying to drag now, saying, "Oh, he gives pills away," and all that bullshit. And anyway, Molly made quick friends with them to turn around and bash them. And they both have YouTube channels, and they're actually friends with Seth Anthony, who did songs with Taylor, Cecilia and Taylor. So I've been talking with the missus, and I think she's cool. She does not hold anything back. She's very much very blunt like I am. So I think it'll be very interesting. And again, so I asked her because I want to make sure she's comfortable. It's not going to be any like formal interview because I want her to be comfortable, just two girls chit-chatting, getting to know each other. And I said, is anything off limits? Is there anything you would rather not bring up or that I shouldn't ask you? Because I won't go there. And she said, nope, I'll talk about anything you want and I'll answer whatever you want. I'm an open book, and we've seen her, we've heard her. I know a lot of you have, and she is completely unfiltered. So she's going to say it exactly how she sees it and feels it. So that's what I like about her. And I'm excited to have her on tomorrow evening. So I hope that goes through. Come in and ride the train. Choo choo. She is a nutcase. I mean, I think we all are in the true crime community. We have to be. We are like we're crazy. We have to be. We talk about murder and missing children all day, every day. And when we're not on the YouTube, at least for me, I'm researching it. I'm Googling it. I'm annoying my husband. I'm talking about it. Not annoying because he cares about the cases too, but there are times where you can tell he has said it once or twice, but I can just tell by his eyes now where he's like, can we just talk about anything else? Right, baby? I'm like, yep, he says. Melissa, hi. And sorry, guys, I wasn't really watching the chat, so thank you, everyone, for the super chats. Thank you for the new members, and welcome to the crazy train. Choo choo! Buckle up, because it is these tracks go off the rails. Like, we go off. Our crazy train goes like Thelma and Louise style, off the tracks, down the mountains, off the cliffs, right off the rails. And that's okay. It happens. We always find our way back. We get right back on track, though. But when I don't pay attention to chat, I feel like I'm on a better roll. So that's what I went with tonight. And you got over to 2 hours from me. Yay! Any final words, baby? Miss Matthias, everyone's wondering if he came home.
He's not home yet.
I have faith he will still be home because cats are resilient. And like I said, the Humane Society has posted for us about him. And so hopefully someone took him in. We've been watching for tracks. It lightly snowed overnight. So we would have noticed any new tracks today. And there's not. But I still have hope because Tubbs was missing like 9 or 10 days. And he came back. Now, he was a little crazy for a couple days when he came back. But Matthias, we adopted him. He was picked up as a stray in the area. So I still have faith. And I know the buildings that are around in the shitty garages and sheds that I can, like, cats can get into. So he will have some kind of shelter, I know. So just keep praying that he will show up outside our door. And yes, we've done litter, cat food, cat treats. We yell for him, shake the cat treats, all of that. So if you guys could just keep that in your prayers. Which reminds me, before we end it, let's go over some of the main things here. I'm going to try and go through these names that we take. So we've got Angel, who has brain tumor. Keep her in your prayers. Frankie, PTSD. Leigh Bowman with lung cancer. Pink Butterfly with breast cancer and lymphoid cancer. Ismay's husband has colon cancer. Dolly UK's friend Tina, and I don't remember what was wrong with Tina, but pray for Tina and for Dolly UK. Lori M's best friend has blood cancer. Matt Gilbert, stage 3 prostate cancer. Sandy, stage 4 cancer. Our friend Seth, his sister, passed away, and he's still grieving that. Desert Sky, goal to get out of bed. I think fighting depression and life these days has a goal to just want to get out of bed in the morning. Lucas with COVID. Shell's mom, Sharon, with COVID. Randaroo fighting for custody of son. Becky, Sam, Daryl, and Kayleen. Lisa, I can't read what that says. COVID. Gavin, 12-year-old boy, has neuroblastoma. Did I say that right? Angel Eyes, trying to find a new place to live. Jim, addiction, misdemeanor, addiction and anxiety. Brigitte, I think it's pronounced, or Bridget, is cancer. Bernie, multiple surgeries. Gail, lost loved ones and dealing with grief. Tracy, with liver disease. Faith over fear, rheumatoid arthritis. Michelle, gaining weight. Game on, brain tumor. Mom love, grandma, just general prayer, it says. Angel P, brain tumor. Moon shadow, I don't know how to say this, baby. It's something with the spine cavity. Sigmarinmilia? I can't pronounce that word.
Syringomyelia.
So it's something to do with the spine cavity. Crystal with COVID. Barb, COPD. I'm not sure what that is. Courtney, Durbin, anxiety and PTSD. Dragonfly, family bonding issues, and boy, do I understand that. Matt Gilbert, also nephew needs a heart stint. Mom loves mom. And Bonnie's grandson, Jacob. Crystal, 3-stroke survivor. So everyone, there's always someone who is going through something, and there's always going to be someone who is going through something that is bigger than what you're going through. Not to say that what any one person is going through is worse than the other, or their feelings matter more than another. That's not what I mean. But just if you keep that in mind, I should have this, hold on, sorry. But if you keep that in mind and just remember, pray for everybody, even your haters, because I think they need a lot of prayers. It's a real life reminder. Real life. When there's bullshit and stupidity happening on YouTube, this list that you guys share with me reminds me of there's real life issues, and also reminds this is why we should not be going real life on people on social media. Of course, unless it's warranted, and I mean that in a way like if someone's witnessing abuse or something, of course that needs to be reported, but we should not be going there. People are always dealing with something that you won't even know or understand. So when you make fun of somebody and tell them they need a neck lift or new boobs or they need plastic surgeries to look better, you don't know who you're saying that to or what their own insecurities are. So you could be helping Marissa, pushing people over. Saying things like that, you could say that to the wrong person who's going to do something very dangerous to themselves, because the things they already thought about themselves. Now we have a life coach saying this to people. And to me, that's not okay. And it's a super dangerous game to be playing, because if you ask me, that life coach needs a life coach of her own, several, because her practice isn't right. And somebody's going to get hurt, seriously hurt, with the way she talks to people. And I guess I'll just end it with that. Thank you, Scott. Well, awesome stream, because y'all were a part of it, not just me. So I appreciate that so much. Thank you. And welcome to the Crazy Train, Rustic Hippie Witch. Choo-choo! You know, I say buckle up, but I feel like the Crazy Train doesn't have seatbelts. All right, y'all, we will see you maybe 2 times tomorrow. we'll be live on Mr. and Mrs. Share in the morning for coffee. I guess y'all talked me into it, and I will go to work with the husband, and I'm not Candace. Okay, love y'all. Have a good night, and thank you everyone for coming up on panel. Autism Mama, Seth, Callie, Scott. Somebody else tried to come up, but their thing was not working. I hope you try again.
It was Crime Watch, I think.
Crime Watch. Who else am I missing? I'm missing somebody. Seth, did I say Seth? Everybody, thank you. I actually think this was a good live. Go watch at least the first hour was, I think, informational. And I definitely want to plan a Q&A because a lot of people, you ask me a lot. So that way I'll focus on the chat and do a Q&A of my experiences of rubbing elbows with everybody involved in the Wallace case that's close to Summer. I mean, I've had some experiences with Grandis too, and I will be totally honest about it. So
Yeah.
there's a handsome boy, handsome man, Big Daddy. You know, I've got some nasty comments about why do I call you Big Daddy and why am I gross? Beth Chapman also called Dog the Bounty Hunter Big Daddy. I don't think it was gross. It's because, I'm sorry, there is a difference here. This is why I call him Big Daddy. And what do you call me?
Little Mama.
Little Mama. It's not gross. All right, love you guys. Good night.
Night, everybody.